Dear students, welcome to our practical class on drought. Practicals on drought. Before we go into the class, I request you to know my YouTube channel. It is Agrometeorology, Farmers and Rural Development. In some places, there is an internet problem. That's why I request you to download the practicals on drought for safe comfortable learning on the particles on drought. Okay. Before we go into the class, a small quote to inspire you. Truth is like a surgery. It hurts, but it heals. A lie is like a painkiller. It gives instant relief, but has side effects forever. So always be true. This is what is the quote only to inspire you. In the theory class, we try to understand what is drought. Drought is a situation in which crops fail to mature because of insufficient soil moisture. So there are so many reasons or contributing causes for the drought. Defective tillage of soil, failures to store rainwater, lack of technology, high seed rate or high plant population. So these are the causes contributing to the drought conditions. Only a small recapitulation of what we studied in the theory only. Now there are many other factors involved. Of course, the effects of a drought are depletion of soil moisture and reduction in the groundwater table, reduction of output not only from agriculture but also from the industry. Again, in the theory, we tried to understand basically three droughts: meteorological drought, hydrological drought, and agricultural drought. Agricultural drought, half minute back I defined. The failure of crops because of insufficient soil moisture or rainwater in the soil is known as agricultural drought. Okay, plants won't complete, crops won't complete their life cycle normally. So, what is meteorological drought? Meteorological drought is in the theory class. Okay, we tried to understand very clearly what is meteorological drought. In every area, there is a climatological expected rainfall. If that climatologically expected rainfall is not received, when it is lesser than that, when it is very much lesser than that, like that meteorological drought, we try to understand what is hydrological drought. When this bit will come, when meteorological drought prolongs, hydrological drought sets in. What is hydrological drought? Absence or depletion of water in the small wells to small lakes to big lakes to riverlets to rivers. In all these, even canals from where the river water comes, hydrological sources, they get depleted. So we try to understand what is agricultural drought few times in this class itself, few times even in the theory class. Now, so let us go to what is agricultural drought once again for your academic interest. Because of insufficient soil moisture, crops fail to mature. Now, what is the influence of a drought on the crop plants? Crops are different crops are there. Cereals are there. Pulses are there. Commercial crops like cotton, sugarcane. All these crops are there. When drought occurs, there is a serious problem. Okay, what is the influence of drought on these crops? Just before that, I would like to impress upon you. This is a basic class, and again, in due course of time, I try to give you more information on drought in the advanced classes. Please note that drought won't set in all of a sudden. There is a lead time for the drought. First week, no rain. Second week, no rain. So, okay, slowly, drought creeps in. So, there is a lead time. Not only to understand the influence of drought on the crop, but also for management options. Different management options there are there. Once again, I would like to impress upon you that this is our basic class so that we try to understand what are the just droughts and their influence on the crop. And simple, what are those? From seedling to ripening stage, the water influences the crop. Seedling means whenever we sow the seed on the mother earth, okay? Earth is our mother, okay? Whenever seeds are sown, okay, of a particular crop, there is a germination, there is some emergence, polio rise, go into the soil, polio pill, come out. From there to the maturity, the drought influences the crop enormously in a negative way. Now, so during the flowering stage, for example, this is a flower. During the flowering stage, this is a crop. Okay, so this is a flower. For example, during the flowering stage, any little stress of moisture by virtue of drought substantially reduces the size of the inflorescence. This is the size of the inflorescence. It is reduced substantially. In the same way, fertilization. Okay, there is a need for fertilization. Without fertilization, we won't get the seeds. If no seeds are there, no grains. If no grains are there, food is not there for the farmer. Money is also not there. So, fertilization in the grain field is also markedly influenced. When soil moisture stresses increases, it will result in the wilting. What is meant by wilting? See, dryness. Say, for example, it is like this. Okay. Uh, a wilt affected plant looks like this. Wilt plant, this looks like this. A plant which is not having sufficient moisture in it, which is leaves are nothing to do as far as photosynthesis, they won't perform. Zero point 0.4 to zero point 0.7 microns in the solar spectrum. It won't respond. That's what we call it as the wilting. Now, if drought occurs at the time of grain filling, it results in the decrease of yield considerably. There are three stages or phases for a crop: vegetative phase, a reproductive phase, and maturity phase. During the maturity phase, if shortage of water is there, very unfortunate, what happens? It results in the decrease of yield. Instead of, say, for example, 10 quintals is supposed to be the optimum yield. It won't come. Maybe 4 or 5 quintals is reduced. Now, cell division and enlargement. What is meant by cell division and enlargement? In any leaf, there are innumerable cells. If these cells they have to enlarge. Leaf expands. Leaf grows. Number of leaves appear. Okay, these are all affected. Protein breakdown or protein breakdown causes very, 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 very serious problems and attrition of the leaves. What is meant by attrition of the leaves? Leaves fall on their own in the absence of water. So the leaves fall on their own. Okay, plant respiration is drastically reduced. So these are all the influences. How to control the drought? These are all the things you should know in our practical class. How to control them? As I said, drought won't set in on a single day. It has a lead time. Minimum 2 to 3 weeks it will take. In a crop duration of 120 days, drought. All of a sudden won't come. We go on observing it. So under those situations, there are so many strategical, tactical, technical, so many options are there for drought management. However, again, this is a basics class. You are in the first year. This is a simple class of drought management. Simple techniques only I will tell, not big technologies. What is the modification of the microclimate? So, for example, you can modify the microclimate. How you can modify the microclimate? I told in the theory. So, by increasing the water in the root zone, by okay, converting the land into wet. That's the irrigation like that you can do it. Microclimate, maintaining the optimum plant population. What is meant by plant population first? What is meant by optimum plant population next? Optimum plant population means for every crop, for every square meter, scientists have approved this much number of plants should be there in every square meter area. Okay, maybe uh, in a hectare, 2,33,000 or 3,33,000 or 1,11,000 standard is there for hectare. In a 1 square meter area, how much should come? That we call it as optimum. Now, what is meant by less than optimum? What is meant by more than optimum? Less than optimum means, because of the drought, some plants die after the emergency. Okay, so we should maintain the optimum plant. Go for gap filling. That is one of the technologies like that. You should do it. What is more than optimum? We go for more seed rate. Instead of 1,11,000 or 2,22,000, instead of 3,33,000, depending upon the crop, depending upon the row, between the row, within the row, plant size. Okay, so we go for it. So we should maintain the optimum. Now, tillage practices, as I said, you should primary tillage, secondary tillage, seed bed preparation, sowing. So you should go for better tillage. Otherwise, better the best seed bed preparation, better tillage practices to reduce the runoff. That means more of water should go into the soil. That is our target. crops that evade or endure periods of drought shall be sown. Crops that endure or that okay, evade the drought. Some varieties are there which will come out well even during the drought. That's the crop varieties you should sell or crops itself you should select in anticipation of the drought. Drought tolerant crop, that's what I told. The dates of sowing shall be adjusted in such a way that particularly the reproductive phase will not go through the drought. This is what is very, very important. Now, so effective control of pests and diseases is very important. Correcting nutrient deficiencies, the application of anti-transparent. What is meant by anti-transparent? Now, so this is a plant. So spray some sort of anti-transparent so that the from the okay cuticle from the stomata water won't go. So you spray the anti-transparency, application of irrigation at appropriate stage, weed control, putting of rain lands with a heavy discs or small equipment. Okay, so shaping of the land. These are all the things that are useful to control or to manage the drought. Now, so what is the analysis of the drought? In the article, we should know what is the analysis of drought. Just for a small recapitulation, basically, three types of droughts are there: meteorological drought, hydrological drought, agricultural drought. Now, drought, nobody can start with. It is a natural occurrence. So, we have to go for some interventions. Sometimes, institute soil moisture conservation technology. In advanced classes, I will tell. So, drought practicals one, okay, basics one. So, that's why I have not given many. Some control or management practices, as I told. Now, what is the analysis of drought? In the practice, just you try to understand, there is no mathematics, there is no calculations involved. However, you should know how to analyze the drought. As I said, drought is not an instantly occurring event. Okay, it is a lead time available event for corrective measures to take up. So, drought analysis helps us very effectively in okay controlling or managing the droughts. Droughts cannot be predicted as they are not cyclic. This is very important. We cannot expect today sunrise, sunset. We can expect, but the droughts we cannot expect. They are not cyclic. So rainfall data alone is insufficient to quantify the drought. Precipitation, evaporation, available soil moisture. These are all the things that are required. Models requiring exhaustive data and calculation processes are developed very recently. Of course, even though they are not cyclic, we have developed some models. Monthly weather data were used to analyze the meteorological drought. Most of the workers interested in agriculture drought analysis now use either weekly periods or daily periods. So this is how. So what are the research needs as far as our drought is concerned? We should do some good research. What is that? Even when you come to PG, when you come to PhD, just try to select some component as I am interested to say in the next 10 to 15 seconds to follow. Climatological water balance studies, dynamics of soil moisture, delineation of arid and semi-arid regions, system analysis approach for crop planning, statistical analysis, of course, interrelation between so many crops and plants. So these are all the things that you can do it. Water harvesting techniques. What is meant by water harvesting? When rain occurs, it it has to be harvested. It has to be stored properly. That's what. Studies on radioactive and thermal characteristics of the crop, microclimatic studies and identification of rainfall patterns and quantification of crop yields, energy balance studies, and crop weather models. So these are all the things. These are the areas of research that you can do it. Even though it is a basic class, I tried to give you some good information on what is a drought, types of drought, how a crop looks when it is drought affected. Say, for example, okay, suppose number of leaves are there. You can cut the alternate leaves. This is one. Okay, if any number of rows are there, okay, for a crop, alternate row you can thin it. So like that, if drought is a serious problem, so many techniques, so many technologies are available, which we discuss in the advanced classes. Before I formally say thanks to you, once again, I would like to impress upon you that my YouTube channel is Agrometrology, Farmers and Rural Development. First, you download this one, then study it because there are so many internet problems. So just before the exam, you cannot get all the information. That's why I just start uh, Say once again, truth is like a surgery. It hurts, but it heals. Lie is like a painkiller. It gives instant relief, but it has side effects. Okay, thank you very much. May God bless you for acquiring good knowledge, good information on drought. Thanking you, thanking you, thank you.